Okay, let's get started. My screen time is 31 minutes. 31 minutes of screen time because I'm not addicted to my phone. So, I'm not addicted to my phone because I do things like this. I'm about to make a little bracelet. I have this little, whatever this stuff is, and I got this little kit. I literally got it from Shein. Like, it's so bad, low-key, but it's cute. So, gems and stuff is super cute that I got from there. I used to have a bad phone addiction. Like, I'll always be like scrolling and stuff. Just like endlessly scrolling. You know when you get on your phone and you start scrolling on TikTok? Time is passing. Hours are passing. And I'm just scrolling. And I didn't want to do anything else after that. Like, it would literally make me feel just like drained. Your social media addiction is draining you. It is draining all of the life energy out of your body. Your dopamine is completely shot by the endless scrolling, and it just kills all type of creativity, all type of productivity. Like, if you're a procrastinator, like really, really bad, you probably scroll instead of doing the other thing that you need to be doing. That's how bad the scrolling got for me as well. As normalized as it is today with the phones, all the technology, the endless scrolling, phone addiction is absolutely not normal or healthy in any way, shape, or form. It's like we can't even socialize with other people. Like, so many more people have social anxiety now than like we did like in the 50s and 60s, you know, even the 90s, like even times that were not that long ago. It just seems like we are devolving. We're devolving. We can't speak to people. There's a surge in dating apps, online. What are those apps called? I used to have one. Oh, I'm about to expose the fuck out of myself. I used to have this app. Oh, damn. What was it? No, everybody had this shit. All the weird kids had this shit. There's a surge in apps like that because we can't socialize with each other because we're always on our fucking phone. Get off your fucking phone.
It's that motherfucking phone.
It's that phone. It really is that phone, y'all. You really need to curb the social media addiction, replace the scrolling, and you replace the scrolling by doing stuff like this, like literally having hobbies, having things that you like to do. And also you need to allow yourself to be bored. Like, when I started meditating, I got really comfortable with doing things that didn't directly stimulate my brain. Like, I got really comfortable doing nothing because I would meditate all the time. So it really helped me be comfortable with being bored. Not even just doing nothing, literally like having other hobbies, not doing something that didn't involve blue light was extremely important for me. So some of the things that I did to replace the scrolling was I started like new hobbies. I started crocheting, painting. I got back into drawing, writing, because I really love to write. Sometimes when I got bored, I would literally just journal. Like, I'll just journal. I feel like I became such a good writer doing that because I didn't have anything in my mind and nothing was distracting me, and my mind wasn't brain fogged because I was constantly on my phone. Something else that overconsumption causes is brain fog. Over-consuming, like being on TikTok all the time, and obviously the internet's not all bad. I get that, but it's just a constant consumption of things. Someone's always trying to get you to buy something, get you to look at something, get you to wish you had something different than what you do have. Being off your phone really helps you be grateful for what you do have and to be grateful for the life that you do have, because the life that you see on social media, you're only seeing 10% of all of these people's lives. 10%. And you are judging them and comparing your 100% to their 10%. And when you get off your phone and you really, you know, touch grass, you realize how great life is and how imperative it is that you're here in the present moment, you know, because when you're on your phone scrolling on TikTok, you are somewhere else mentally. Like, make a knot. I keep forgetting how to use these. But you have to make a knot, right? Make a knot like this. Like, literally this shit right here. I don't make jewelry. I'm not trying to sell jewelry. Or maybe I will. You never know. Stay tuned. But, you know, like, I'm not good at this. I just do it because it's fun. Because it's a hobby of mine, you know? Because it's something that I can do other than scrolling on TikTok. Something that I can do other than being bored. I color when I get bored. I paint when I get bored. Not even when I just get bored, just because I like to do it. It's a hobby of mine. I like to write, I like to journal, I like to draw. I've spent time away from my phone enough to build a sense of self, enough to build hobbies that I have. If all you do is go to work, scroll on TikTok, sleep and eat, you do not have a life. You don't. You do not have a life. It is what it is. Another big thing I did to stop myself from being on my phone is notice the times in my day when I was on my phone the most. And for me and for many other people, that was right before bed. You gotta stop doing that shit. You need to stop being on your phone right before bed, especially because the blue light is tricking your brain that you're still awake. So it's gonna be harder to go to sleep. It's like tricking your brain that it's still daylight. So obviously your brain can't move and go into the transition to REM mode if it's sensing that there's daylight, right? So something I did to stop being on my phone before bed was read before bed. You can read before bed, you can meditate, do yoga before bed. I do all these things. But I love, love, love reading before bed. Sometimes I use this light and sometimes I don't. Reading before bed has really helped me go to sleep because if I read earlier in the day, I can be more focused. But honestly, reading before bed just helps put me to sleep. And then I'm thinking and dreaming about what I was just reading about. So it helps me digest my book better. And I feel better the next day because my face wasn't full of blue light the night before, you know. I'm also a busy person, so reading before bed really helped me get reading into my day because I have a busy day. I might not be able to read earlier in the day like I want to, but I know I'll have time before bed because it's right when I'm winding down. It's just the perfect way to end the day. Another habit that I started to consume less screens and curb my social media addiction is to put my phone across the room. This helped a lot because you're gonna have urges to pick up your phone because it's literally right next to you, it's charging right next to you. You're gonna pick it up. If you put your phone all the way across the room, one, you're gonna have to get up to get it tomorrow when you rise. Your alarm's gonna go off, so you're gonna have to go and get it if you want to turn the noise off. And it just helped me so much because I didn't feel like getting out of bed to get my phone, to go scroll on TikTok for 3 hours and then only have 3 hours to sleep. Like, we're not doing that. Even on nights that I don't do that, it's never that bad because I've trained myself to have better habits when it goes to going on my phone. I don't have to put limits on my phone. It's just about discipline and about you wanting better for yourself. And I don't put my phone in another room because that's just, I just feel that it's an unnecessary step. It's just, you don't have to put it in a whole other room. You need to be able to control yourself. If you put it across the room, don't get up just because you have an urge to go on Instagram or on TikTok. If you have that urge to get up just to do that, this is even more imperative for you to be doing. Go put your charger on the other socket across the room. One of the current reads that I'm reading right now is the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. I'm loving it so far. So yeah, this has been on my list for a long time. I have a long TBR, and reading before bed is gonna get it filled. Okay, so this includes my goals in this. Make sure that it's not like a heavy book, because one time I was trying to read a book before bed and it was talking about SA and I was getting really sad and I didn't want to think about that before bed. So make sure you have a bedside book and it's like something like fun, you know, something to relax you, and reading in itself will relax you, but just a fun book that you think that you would want to read before bed. Something else I do that I kind of already touched on earlier was allowing yourself to be bored. Literally allowing yourself to be bored, be okay with doing nothing. In that, when you're in your house, you don't have to bring your phone everywhere. Like, you don't. You don't have to bring your phone to take a shit. You don't have to bring your phone downstairs when you're doing laundry or anywhere in your house. You don't always have to bring your phone. In fact, when I'm in the house all day, if my phone dies, I allow it to die. And I go put it upstairs on the charger and I leave it upstairs on the charger. Do another activity, you know, painting, yoga, or I go for walks. Going for walks is another productive thing that can also become a hobby because walking is pretty fun. You know, I just walk through the neighborhood and like look at the trees and the skies and like the kids that are playing in my neighborhood, you know, they're so cute. They're bad, but they cute though. You know, and just be like grateful for life and be present in this moment and like feel the energy in my body. All of the technology and stuff, it kind of takes your energy away from yourself. Instead of taking your phone to the bathroom with you, take a book. If I have to take a poop, I'll take a book with me, you know, because we might be in there a little while. And of course, there's apps that are better for you than others. Like, I love YouTube. YouTube is definitely the app that I would have if I dropped all my social media, but I'm a content creator, so I can't do that. But if I cut all my social media, YouTube would be the app that I kept, because it can get addicting and it can get to be too much, and you have to know yourself to know when it's getting to that point. But absolutely, YouTube is like the best. YouTubers that are coming out now, it's just a side of the internet that just feels so real and so raw, and people are really talking about their lives and talking about their perspectives, and I just love YouTube. When I'm not on my phone, I feel like I get so much done. Like, when my phone dies, for example, and I put it on charger, I'm like, I'm bored. But oh my gosh, my room is kind of messy. Let me tidy up my room a little bit. Let me clean the bathroom. Let me catch up on some of these books that I haven't been reading because I haven't had time to read them. You know? And that's another thing. Reading. More paper, less screens. I'm telling you, I absolutely think that reading is a habit that every person should have. And if you read, you're already like ahead of the population, because do you know that literally less than half the population reads on a daily basis? Like, that's not a normal habit to have as it was back in the day. And that's just insane to me, because that's another good way to get knowledge. You know, we're on our phones all the time, so we're consuming things and we are like, oh, you know, I'm learning things. But books is where the real knowledge is at. Books. So replace those phone breaks. When you're waiting in line or at the hospital or wherever you're at, read a book. I always have a book with me. I always either have a book and a journal with me. It could be like a little journal like this. My other journal is like a little bigger than that, but if you don't have the purse space, bring that. Because whenever I get a chance, I will take out my book and read. You need to find different ways to give your brain dopamine, because that's what it's all about. You're scrolling on TikTok and it's just one dopamine shot, and then it ends, and then you continue scrolling and you get more dopamine. But it's cheap dopamine, because it's gonna diminish, and then you're gonna have a dopamine crash, so you're gonna feel shitty in a little bit and then want to get more dopamine. That's why our attention spans are extremely low, because we're constantly chasing the cheap dopamine. Your goal for this year is to chase high levels of dopamine, efficient dopamine, doing things like working out, painting, having other hobbies. I'm saying it over and over again. Having different hobbies will give you expensive dopamine. That's what we want this year. We want expensive dopamine.
Yeah.
Consume less, create more. Because when you consume your phone less, when you can chase that cheap dopamine less, you have more creative energy to put towards your goals, more creative energy to put towards your art, more creative energy to put towards your life. So literally get off your phone. I'm bored. I got like some colors on there. I don't know if it's focusing, but I have like pink, white, brown, and green. I don't really know what's going on, but here, or like clay.
It's right there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't messy.
Other people's beliefs, other people's opinions. Who cares? Literally, who cares about them? Like, it's about you. You are the main character of your life. So stop acting like it.
if I only had like, I only went on social media for a little bit and I got an idea, or I saw something, someone else's art, and then it inspired me to do something else, but I wouldn't be able to do that if I was just scrolling on my phone constantly all the time. And I would just be like foggy up here, just constantly on social media. Finally up here. Finally. Ooh, let me get comfortable. Tree talks. It's like literally my favorite tree. I used to come up here and meditate in this tree. And I decided to come and talk to you guys while I'm in this tree today. Don't attempt this at home unless you're an avid tree climber, okay? Unless you're a fucking professional. I am a professional tree climber at this point. I've been climbing trees since I was a youngin'. No, I'm kidding. This is my view. And another thing about being out here and getting outside time and being in this tree is I get a lot of good ideas up here. Like, I feel like once I get in that flow state and I'm just like looking at nature, I just start thinking and I think of my best ideas, which is ironic because, you know, that's what this video is about. Overconsumption, killing your creativity, because it truly is. Your overconsumption is a habit that is deadening your inspiration, your own ability to fuel your own ideas. Because I notice, like, when I'm constantly on my phone and I'm constantly being pushed a narrative and everybody else's ideas and everybody else's life and everybody else's everything constantly in my head, there's not really any space for me. There's not really any space for any of my own ideas because my head is literally filled up with everyone else's ideas. So you need to get inspired elsewhere. There are so many places to get inspiration. You could literally go and see art in a museum. You know, you can go outside. Nature is literally art. You could go anywhere. You can be inspired by people. Like, just get off your phone. Look up. Walk around with your head held high. Stop walking around with your head in your phone, you know, and view the world around you, you know? Like, when's the last time, honestly, when's the last time you can honestly say that you looked at the world around you for like a solid 5 minutes? And it might not seem like a long time, but if you're a person that's always on your phone and you're just in your own world, you know, doing whatever you do, and you try to meditate for 5 minutes and you never meditated before, you'll see how long 5 minutes feels like. Okay, so get creative, get inspired by the world around you, get inspired by yourself and by other people. If you feel like you're not creative, it's probably because you're consuming too many things, especially on the internet. You know, like, we're not really trained in school or anywhere else to think for ourselves, you know? And so you have to train that for yourself. You have to learn how to think for yourself. You have to learn how to generate your own ideas and stop always looking outside of yourself for answers. Look within, you know, and pull in inspiration from the naturally occurring things. Just always consuming other people instead of consuming more of yourself, consuming more of the beautiful world and beautiful life that you have. You should be very grateful, you know, for your life, and you'll see the beauty in the mundane things once you stop consuming so much materialistic stuff and so much like brain rot. Some of y'all, okay, and this goes for even like spiritual content, or, you know, even like content like mine, you know, you can overconsume that as well. But the brain rot, you guys really need to stop with the brain rot. Like, you guys literally will be on Instagram scrolling and just like I like to have a good laugh. Sometimes I go on Instagram and have a good laugh, but you guys saw my screen time earlier. 5 minutes at the most, I do that. But you guys will be on Instagram scrolling for hours looking at funny ass videos and like, honestly, like stupid shit. Like, you have to admit to yourself, it's fucking dumb what you're looking at, right? But it's funny. I get it. Your overconsumption of that is literally deadening you. Like, that shit is brain rot, okay? It's called brain rot for a reason. It's just deadening your brain cells, okay? It's killing off your brain cells one by one. And if you are looking at that stuff, I'm talking to you the most. You really need to stop. You really need to get off TikTok, and you really need to get off Instagram, and you'll see how much you want to be on there, and you'll see how bad that is, how much you crave seeing that stuff and being on the internet all the time. Like, you need hobbies of your own. You need things that you're doing. Take time to invest in yourself and learn yourself. You know, I didn't develop hobbies until I invested time in myself, because I had to learn myself and learn the things I like to do and learn what my creative expression wanted to put into the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, what my soul wanted to express, I had to learn that. And that's how I found what my hobbies were. And you can't do that if you're zombified by your phone. Zombified by your phone. Because literally, like, we're literally becoming zombies. This is us all the time. Like, have y'all ever had a moment where you're in a place, or you're in like a store, or you're in a restaurant, and you look up from your phone for a second, and you just look around at how like dead we are? Why is everyone like this? Like, I work at Starbucks, so when I'm on break, I'm like either reading or writing, and or sometimes I'm on my phone. So now I look up from my phone, and I look around, and everyone's like this, like sitting at their table and everything. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my gosh, this shit is so dystopian. Like, why is everyone on their phone? Like, nobody's talking to each other. And that's why we can't socialize with each other. Like, this shit is really killing us, okay? No more. 2025, 2025, new year, new me. Like, then get off that phone. Like, I don't want to hear nobody's New Year's goals, nobody New Year's resolutions, okay? We're lessening that screen time, okay? We're lessening that screen time. That's what we're doing. And we're getting more paper. You know, whether that be money or the sketchbook paper. But either way, we're focusing more on ourselves. We're investing time into ourselves and our hobbies and our passions, and we're learning more about ourselves, not consuming any more of anybody else's stuff when we could creating our own stuff and sharing it with the world. You know, I can't share and create with myself to share with you guys if I'm always on my phone. When would I have time to be focusing on myself? When would I have time to be learning myself? My camera decided to shut off on me. So as I was saying, when would I have time to create for you guys if I was constantly on my phone and not divulging in myself and investing in myself and learning from my experiences to be able to share with you guys? You know what I'm saying? And speaking about that, as a content creator, it's imperative that you make sure that you are not over consuming, because when you're constantly on the internet and you're trying to create at the same time and you're trying to get ideas, you're not only going to start comparing yourself, you're going to have creative blockages, because your brain is zombified. Like, your brain needs a break from all that blue light. Your brain needs a break from that constant consumption of other people and other things. And it can cause you to feel like unproductive and like foggy. And you're going to have creative blocks, writer's block, artist block, all of these things. It can come from this overconsumption, not just on your phone, overconsumption of anything, right? So if you want to be a content creator, or if you are a content creator, you really need to spend as least time on the internet as you can. And that's crazy saying that, right? As a content creator, that's crazy saying that, but you truly do. You need to spend the least amount of time on the internet as possible, because you need to be creating, not consuming. Now, obviously, social media isn't all bad, okay? It's not all bad. And as a content creator, I do need to go on the internet. But let me tell you something that helped me tremendously when I was trying to get over a social media addiction, endlessly scrolling, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a difference between scrolling and endlessly scrolling, okay? What I did, which is what I do with a lot of different things, is have intention. If you go on your phone, you need an intention. If you're going on Instagram, you need an intention. What is your intent, okay? Let me tell you the 3 reasons I go on the internet. And these are the only 3 reasons I go on the internet, okay? 1, to get inspired, to get ideas. Sometimes something sparks in me. Someone else's creative expression sparks an idea in me. It could be a song, it could be someone's outfit, a video I watched, something somebody said. So I do go online to get inspired. You know, I love Pinterest. Pinterest is the most unproblematic social app on your phone, okay? If you have anything, get Pinterest. So I go on there to get inspired. Second thing, to get information, to learn. As brain rot, as deadening as social media is, we have billions, millions of information at our fingertips. We can literally go on Google right now and look up anything and you'll get an answer. That's something that they didn't have back in the day. They had to read, which reading is very, very good. And I highly, highly recommend you pick up a reading habit if you don't have one. But I do go online to learn things. You know, I read articles, I watch YouTube videos about, I don't know, stuff I didn't know about, you know, because I just like to learn. And I love micro learning as well. You know, they have apps for that and things. So get more mindful stuff on your phone, you know, mindful apps. Use your phone more mindfully. You know, that will help you a lot. That's what this whole video is really about. To use your phone more mindfully, to consume mindfully, because you are a consumer and we live in a capitalist society. You are going to be consuming things. However, you can mindfully consume things. You know what I'm saying? And the third reason I go on the internet is obviously to post. I go on the internet to post. I'm a creator. I go on there to post and I leave. Content creators, hear me when I say this, or anybody if you post, hear me when I say this. Go on the internet, whatever app you're using, to post and leave. Literally, get off. I don't go on there to post and be scrolling. No, I go on there to post and leave. Like, I do not be spending that much time on my phone. Honestly, I don't spend that much time on my phone, and there's a reason for that. So those are the only 3 reasons I go on the internet. For you, it could be different reasons. For you, it could be 4, 5 reasons, or 2, whatever it is. Personalize this for you. But the point is that I have an intention when I go on my phone. I don't just go on my phone for no reason. If you find yourself going on TikTok or Instagram and you don't have a reason, you're just there to scroll. You're just there because your brain wants that cheap dopamine. But we have to rewire that. Rewire yourself. Parent yourself. Have discipline. Know that you want better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Know that you want to create. You want to be inspired. And the way to do that is to actually consume less. So, yeah. I love sitting up here. This is like my favorite spot ever. If you guys want more tree talks, let me know. I could definitely make this a series, y'all, because I love being up in this tree. I'll stay up here all day. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've had like a lot of fun making it because it's been kind of like a vlog because my whole life is like that. I don't really spend that much time on my phone. I'm always outside. I'm always like painting or sewing or doing something else like productive and getting inspired and creating. And I want other people to have a life like that because we weren't meant to like be phone zombies, you know. Less blue light, more paper. So yeah, if you guys have any video requests, let me know down below. Thank you for your presence. I hope that you have a blessed, beautiful day. And I'm gonna show you my view one more time before we leave.